In today's video, we're checking out the Crazy Tube Circuits Motherload 2-in-1 fuzz pedal. It shares both a Muff style fuzz with the toggle switch down and a Rat style fuzz with the toggle switch up. Before we get into it, a huge thanks to Crazy Tube Circuits in Greece for sending this out for the review. I really appreciate it. If you want to check this out, I'll link it down below. You're about to hear this in the context of a jam track, and then we'll go over to some isolated tones. Wait till you hear it with this button pushed in. Here we go. Here we have the Crazy Tube Circuits Motherload up close. Now, in the wrap position, this effect is extremely versatile. It will go anywhere from basically an overdrive to a distortion tone, all the way through to a high gain fuzz, depending on where you have the gain control. With the toggle switch in the down position, we're enabling the big muff tone, which is super high saturated tones. You've probably heard that on stuff like the Smashing Pumpkins and a whole bunch of other bands, but you can get so much out of this. It sometimes doesn't always work great in the mix, but Crazy Tube Circuits have given us a few tonal options down here, which I'll speak about, that really make this shine depending on your situation. With the toggle switch in the wrap position, we enable this filter control over here. Now, the filter control controls the brightness or harshness. The tone gets darker the further you turn it clockwise, and this works basically when you're in the R mode. The tone control adds more treble and less bass the more you turn it clockwise. So if you want a brighter sound, you can swing it this way. If you want a big round type of tone, you can bring it over to the left. Crazy Tube Circuits have added this voice control over here that works on the Big Muff setting. Now, this essentially allows you to sweep through all the different voicings of the Big Muff's variations over the years. So if you're a fan of a particular Big Muff, odds are you can get that sound just by turning this voice control. Now you can see on screen we get a linked EQ option. That's this button here. So what this allows you to do is to activate all three EQ controls in both circuits. When the linked EQ is disengaged like this, the filter control is only active in the R circuit, while the tone and voice controls are only active in the M circuits. This may sound a little bit confusing, but you get the instructions, and once you get a feel for it, it's not so bad. Fuzz pedals are extremely popular, and everyone plays a different type of guitar. So what I thought I'd do in this video is showcase how this sounds with a bunch of different guitars. I'll timestamp everything down in the description below, and again, a massive thank you to Crazy Tube Circuits for sending out the Motherload for this particular review. If you want to check it out, I'll link it down below. Let's do it. All right, let's kick it off with some humbuckers. Thanks to my PRS SE Custom 24, I'm going into the clean channel of my Fender Blues Deluxe. Now, to kick things off, I want to show the difference between the Rat style fuzz and the Muff style fuzz by using that toggle switch at the top, leaving all of the other settings the same. This is extremely flexible. This is bridge pickup. Here we go. On the Rat style fuzz, yeah, all right. And now over to the Muff style fuzz. There you have it, two classic fuzz type tones in one just by using a toggle switch. One of the cool features on this pedal is its ability to use the linked EQ button. So it's currently disengaged and you heard it just before. I'm going to show you the difference just by pushing that button in and linking the EQs on both channels. It sounds drastically different. This is bridge pickup still. I reckon it might be a Rat Man. I think that sounds pretty great. Push button in, linking the EQ. That definitely gives you more sustain. Over to the muff setting now, without linking it to begin with. And the push button in. Over to my Stratocaster while we take a look at the voice control, and I've got the pedal set to the M setting, so the big muff style fuzz. And as I move the voice control left and right, you'll notice just how different it sounds in terms of the scooped mids vibe, or you can get it to sound a whole lot more aggressive and bright. I've also just added a little bit more treble now as well. Just to my ear, it sounds a little bit better. Here we go. So you can hear how warm and full it sounds, turning the voice control to the right, or if you want a gnarlier sound with less bass, you can turn it to the left. One of the things a lot of people don't know is the Rat style fuzz is actually a very versatile pedal with the gain down. It allows you to almost get an overdrive tone. So I've dialed the gain back on this one. Let's have a listen to this. Starting on the neck pickup of my Telecaster with the volume just on. Here we go. A little bit more. And all the way up. Beautiful. And now with the gain cranked on the pedal, I'm going to showcase the filter control, which works predominantly in this Rat style fuzz setting. Now the cool thing is, as you turn it clockwise, it's going to get warmer and vice versa, so you're kind of controlling the brightness and overall tonality of the effect. This bridge pickup. I gotta say, I really liked it towards the left-hand side, just kind of brightening it up a little bit more. Let's have a listen to this. Yeah. Up next, I want to showcase a really big lead tone on the muff style effect with lots of gain. So the gain's up at about 3 o'clock and the tone control's currently at 1. We're going to turn it clockwise and make everything a little bit brighter. Here we go, this is bridge. Now just a quick tip, to me that sounds too bassy, so what I can do is just turn my volume control down just a hair from all the way up. you get a very usable sound. So that's pretty cool. And if we turn this to the right, it gets much, much brighter. There you go, work your volume control and you get some really great sounds. And lastly, over to some big open chords. I've just linked the EQ and I've got the gain cranked. Let's have a listen to this starting on the R setting, then we'll switch it over to the M. Here we go. Sounds cool. Over to M. That muff setting, sustained for days. It's pretty cool. All right, let's wrap this video up. I'm gonna give you my final thoughts on the Crazy Tube Circuit's fuzz pedal. Now, if you're into the big muff or rat style fuzz, this is an absolute no-brainer. Crazy Tube Circuit pedals are handmade in Greece and they're built exceptionally well. I reviewed so many of them over the last 6 or so years, and they make some of the best pedals I've personally had my hands on. And if you're into fuzz and you like those two distinct tones, you're going to get a kick out of this. This could be the only fuzz pedal you need. I like the fact it does the classic tones, but you can also get so much more just by using the push button at the bottom. It's a really great mod and it just allows you to get something unique and different. One of the things I've come accustomed to with Greek pedals is their functionality. If I switch between the rat and muff style, I don't have to re-EQ everything just to get a usable sound. Even leaving everything at 12 o'clock when I first turned this on is still very usable, and you can just set the gain however you like, and it's a really great starting point, so they got that right. The only thing that took me a little while to get used to was the EQ section. You've just got to follow the instructions because in one mode, one control won't work, and in the other mode, it won't work, unless of course you're using the switch at the bottom. So just follow the instructions. Once you get your head around it, it's pretty easy to follow. It's a really great made pedal with a nice soft click switch. I really dig these. Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. If you want to check this out, I'll link it below. See ya.